All right, Gator Nation, we need to talk. I don't even really know where to begin with this one because watching Florida lose 38-7 to Kentucky wasn't just disappointing. It honestly was soul draining. It was another reminder that this team is lost. This fan base is exhausted. And the foundation that we really believed was being built actually has cracks everywhere. But let me say this clearly right up front. This is Billy Napier's team. The roster, the identity, or lack thereof, the recruiting choices, the depth chart, the development, or regression, the cultural tone. Every single thing we saw tonight is a product of the last 3.5 years. Interim tag or not, Gonzalez is coaching Napier's players, running Napier's system, trying to salvage something from Napier's blueprint. So, yes, we are all hurting. But we didn't magically get here tonight. We've been sliding towards this moment for a long time. So we're going to breathe through it together. We do it every single Sunday, the good, the bad, and the ugly. We'll start with the good, what little there was. It was short, but there were some things worth noting. Florida actually showed something in the first quarter. Huge special teams moment. Rocco Underwood recovers a muffed punt, and then suddenly we're 13 yards from the end zone. DJ Lagway hit Jaden Baugh for a touchdown, and we are up 7-3. There was energy, there was belief, there was hustle. Did y'all forget that we were up? Because I honestly, I forgot. I think that Lagway was physical early. He had some strong runs, 4 carries for 19 yards, lowering the shoulder, fighting through tackles. He converted 2 third downs with his toughness. For a moment, he looked like the confident kid who shredded Georgia's defense last week. Termel Jones showed poise. When he took over, he showed flashes of what he can be. 4th down conversion, crisp ball placement, calm demeanor, despite being thrown into an absolute dumpster fire. He didn't panic, and I do think that matters, and that's worth noting. That's it, guys. That's the good. Let's move on to the bad, where the game slipped away, where it started unraveling fast. After that 7-3 lead, Kentucky punched Florida in the mouth, and Florida never countered. Never settled down, never responded. That is a program-wide problem. Lagway threw his first interception, then his second, then his third, and it felt like the entire sideline collectively deflated. This team broke mentally. 4 turnovers in one half, 3 interceptions from Lagway, 1 fumble from Katie Daniels. Kentucky capitalized. You cannot survive that level of sloppiness, especially not in the SEC. 243 yards. That's it. A complete offensive breakdown. No explosive plays, no rhythm, no identity. Baugh was bottled up early. Receivers struggled to separate. The play calling was once again predictable. And you could see the confidence just seeping out of Lagway with every missed throw. And then let's talk about the defense. Cutter Boley, who is a freshman, who has been listed as just as much a liability for Kentucky as a weapon because of how inconsistent he's been. He carved up the same spot over and over and over. 20 yards, right sideline, play action, throw to daylight. And there were no adjustments. None. Kentucky was 7 for 10 on 3rd down to start the game and 2 for 2 on 4th down. That is a recipe for absolute disaster. Hey guys, before we go on, let me tell you about Factor. Between chasing deadlines, keeping up with my kids' soccer games and gymnastics schedule, and squeezing in a morning run, finding time for healthy meals used to feel impossible. I'd end up grabbing whatever was quick, and Boom, there goes my energy for the day. But ever since I discovered Factor, it's like I've got a secret weapon. These meals heat up in just 2 minutes, and then suddenly I am fueled up and ready to crush my workout without the guilt of a cheat meal. Today, I'm sharing how Factor's making it even easier to stay on track with their amazing menu. So let's dive into it. Living an active life doesn't have to mean sacrificing flavor or nutrition. And Factor is proving that with their expanded menu. Now they have over 80 rotating weekly meals. That is double than the size that it was before, with 3 times more new chef crafted restaurant quality options every single week. And get this, they've doubled the seafood selection. So you can now enjoy premium picks like salmon, shrimp, and barramundi right in the core menu at no extra cost. Plus, twice as many high protein meals featuring customer favors like beef fillet and turkey and shredded beef and meatballs. Oh, and if you're like me and you love customizing, now you can swap select proteins for free. Chicken over pork chops? Done. No hassle. But it's not just the variety. Factor's stepping up on the health too. They've strengthened their GLP-1 support with even more high-protein, calorie-smart meals to help you hit those wellness goals effortlessly. And they're unlocking more nutritional perks like gluten-free options. Oh, sorry. Meals free from low-quality seed oils and no refined sugars. Real, wholesome ingredients that make clean eating a breeze. Factor just introduced its healthiest menu yet, and eating clean has never been this easy. I use Factor all the time, and you should too. It's a game changer for sticking to my routine. No more guessing what I'm going to eat after a long day. I just pop one in the microwave, and I'm good to go with a balanced, delicious meal that keeps me energized for my runs. And my absolute favorites? The shrimp with global Asian flavors. It's like takeout, but way better for me. And those beef filet high protein bowls that keep me full till dinner, they're awesome. Factor takes the guesswork out of clean eating and makes my wellness goals feel totally doable. Ready to fuel your active life without the hassle? Head to factor75.com or click the link below and use the code PEAKFB50 to get 50% off your first Factor box plus free breakfast for a year. That's right. The code is PEAK, P-E-E-K, FB50 at factor75.com for 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for 1 year. These meals are fresh, they're never frozen, and they're perfect for keeping you on track. Offer valid only for new Factor customers with the code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase. So don't wait, grab yours today. Now let's talk about the ugly. This is the part that we can't ignore. The part that hurts not just because of the score, but because of what it says about the state of the program. 35 unanswered points. After that first quarter lead, Florida gave up 35 points straight. You could feel the morale collapse in real time. And the worst moment, Kentucky running out the clock, trying not to score, and still hitting a 65-yard touchdown run from Dante Dodwell. Former Gator Josh Braun delivered a key block that just twisted that knife. Look, I am never going to pile on a kid, ever. If you know me, if you've watched this channel, you know that that is not who I am, that I like to hold the adults in the scenario accountable. And I think there's a way to criticize people without piling on or being personal. But you could see that DJ Lagway's confidence was shattered. You could see it in his body language. Head down, shoulders tight, rushed decisions. His footwork was scattered. He looked like a player trying to force the entire season onto his shoulders. And when he got benched, it wasn't about punishment. I think it was about protection. And I feel horrible about this situation, and I am absolutely not ready to throw the towel in on DJ Lagway. So whether we see him next week and they just felt like he needed a little bit of a break, a breather, get his mind right, or we don't see him till the next season, or we never see him again in orange and blue, I will be a DJ Lagway supporter. I think he carries himself the right way. I think he cares about the university. I think he works hard. I don't think he has control over the injuries that have happened to him. And I hate the position that he's put in. I know from connections to him that he felt personally responsible for trying to save Napier's job this season. That's not something that a kid should ever feel. And I think he does things the right way. So although I don't love the product that is on the field right now, and I don't think that uh, it's enough right now, I am not willing to throw in the towel on a 20-year-old kid. I don't feel like he's been done any sort of service with the coaching that he has received since high school at the University of Florida. And I still want to see what he can do with the right mentors around him. Now let's talk about the secondary. Injuries or not, you cannot keep giving up the same route over and over and over again. Boley wasn't just good, he looked comfortable. He threw darts because Florida gave him comfortable windows all night long. What happened to this defense? I don't love to make the assumption that a team quit, but I don't know any explanation outside of that when you see how they played against Georgia last week, and then you see how this defense played this week against Kentucky. This team came out flat, emotionally flat, mentally flat. And that is unacceptable. And again, this is still Napier's roster. His construction, his depth issues, his evaluations, his development, interim or not, Gonzalez is fielding a team built by someone who is no longer here. The problems that this team had were built by a head coach who is no longer responsible for the team. But Gonzalez and company still get a say in the emotional advantage or disadvantage that they help create during the week. And this team was flat. And again, that's unacceptable. And this has become a rivalry. It was a series that Florida owned for decades. I went to school during the part of the time where Florida was winning 31 straight. Kentucky was a gimme game. It never crossed my mind that Florida would lose to Kentucky. Now Kentucky has beaten Florida 4 in the last 5 years. That's not a blip. That's not a fluke. That is a shift. And it's not a good one. This is where I want to get real with you guys, because it's not just about football anymore. It's about what it feels like to be a Florida fan right now. We are lost. There is no joy in this. There's no identity to hold on to. There's no sense of direction. Every week feels like we're watching the same mistakes with a different color on the scoreboard. And I do believe the players are battling some impossible circumstances. These kids are trying. They are working. They're dealing with injuries, coaching change, uncertainty, pressure, noise, other teams trying to recruit them. They are not the villains here. They're stuck in a storm created by leadership above them. But Gator Nation is exhausted, and we have every right to be, because this program used to inspire hope, even in losses. Right now, it feels like a cycle of pain with just absolutely no end in sight. It's no longer fun, and that is the hardest part. Kentucky 38, Florida 7, a scoreline that reflects more than just a bad night. It reflects years of missteps, stagnation, instability, but we're still here. We're still watching. We're still supporting. We still care about these players and this place, because that's what Gator Nation does, even when it stinks. That's what in all kinds of weather means. So listen, I'm here to ride the storm out with you guys. Doesn't mean I love the product on the field. I don't. It's unacceptable. It's not fun. It's not Gator football, but I'm also not going anywhere. As always, go Gators. As we get out of here, make sure you use our code PEAK, that's PEEK, on the Sleeper app.